going to have to be okay with, if things don't go the way you want.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, when I started at UAB, I mean, our first year we were 721. I was in the 21 club, it's going to be a change, and this league is very challenging. There are no slackers from top to bottom, and we're being realistic in terms of probably have the outcome of the season. I mean, you never know, but we're also being realistic as a staff, and we're being realistic with the players also, that it's going to take time. This is not going to be something that we're going to be able to turn around overnight. But we have been very successful, on the recruiting trail, and as I indicated earlier, very successful with the current players that are here that are buying in, that are saying, okay, coach, we're with you. This is what we want to do. We're gonna, we're following you. We understand your philosophy and what you're trying to promote and what you want us to accomplish. So, it's just going to be, we have to take baby steps. Take one day at a time is what we're going to do.
As you look down the road, talk a little bit about your recruiting plan, sort of where you see your niche, where you can, and basically how you go about getting players to come to this program when, in most of their memories, current high school players, there's not that history of success.
Right. Well, I tell you, there's power in the paw. I mean, everywhere where we've been, we walk into school and right away it's like, oh my God, it's Clemson. And it doesn't hurt that we got Dabo Swinney and that football team number 3 in the country. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And there's so many kids across the country that want to play at the highest level, and the ACC is the highest level. And we go in and we're very honest with prospects and with parents. We have an opportunity to do home visits and things of that nature. We have an opportunity to talk to AAU coaches and high school coaches with the fact that, we're going to turn this program around. It's going to take some time. We're building. We obviously, as a staff, have success with that, with our, tenure there back at UAB and the things that we were able to accomplish at UAB in terms of our winning percentage, and that helps. And as I think I heard Coach Oliver mention earlier on the radio, the fact that, it's an easy sell. Clemson's a beautiful place, a lot to offer, an unbelievable academic institution. And so there are a lot of kids out there that want to be a part of that building process. They want to be a part of that, program where by the time they get to their junior year, they can look back and say, oh, wow, you know what? I helped this program get to, the top of the ACC. We finished 3rd in the ACC, 2nd in the ACC. We got to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament, and I was a part of that building process. So it has been, I won't say easy. It's been easier. It's been a lot. Let me put it this way. It's been a lot easier than I expected. We've been welcomed. Kids have, a lot of kids that we didn't feel like we would have a shot with have opened the door like, oh yeah, I'm interested. So we're getting to the point where we're filling up on recruiting weekends, trying to find where they're going to sleep, what hotel we're going to put them in. We got to put them in Greenville. Oh my God, we've got these kids coming in. They're really excited about, being a part of something new, being a part of, as I said earlier, a building process that, we can come in and help you get this done. So things have been going very, very well on the recruiting trail, and it's been a pleasant surprise for us in terms of how, easy it's been for us recruiting-wise.
Yeah, did Chapman, Beard, Mosley, are they going to have a chance to compete for playing time this year? And what do you see out of that 6'3" post player?
Well, yeah, everyone. It's wide open. As I told the players, everyone has a clean slate. It all depends on. I'm not afraid to start freshmen. I'm not afraid to give freshmen, significant playing time. It all depends on how hard they're willing to work. How they adapt to, my coaching style and my coaching philosophy, and it's everything's up for grabs right now. All 5 spots are up for grabs. I mean, no one has anything solidified, and that will help. That will be great for us in practice because they will be competing nonstop because everybody wants to play. We know everybody wants to start, and definitely everyone wants to play. But I see, everyone being able to contribute. Especially with the rigors in our the rigorous schedule that we have non-conference, and as well as once we start conference play. I mean, things are going to be easy for us opening up at Notre Dame on January 5th, but hey, we're looking forward to it. But the big thing is, they all understand that, hey, it's up for grabs. So you got to come to practice every day ready to work, and you have to come to practice ready to earn your playing time.
obviously a big part of this transition is you were able to bring your staff with you
Mm-hmm.
too. I mean, how much does that help you just with the continuity there, bring what you're doing over to Clemson?
Oh, tremendously. I mean, especially in recruiting and what we do on the court, because recruiting wise, my staff, they're the eyes and ears of my eyes and ears. Like, I trust them completely. If there's a player that they say, okay, coach, we got to go see, or I know you haven't seen her, but we got to put an offer on the table for her, because we don't want to lose her. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it. So recruiting wise, it's been essential. On the court, it's been, because they know exactly what we need to do in practice. They know exactly, my philosophy and what I want to implement and how I want things done. So I can literally kind of take a step back and observe. And I allow my staff to have a lot of freedom in terms of development of players, in terms of their implementation of offenses and making little changes here and there, little tweaks to what we do offensively and especially defensively as well. So it's been a very smooth transition for me, and it's just, I think I'm a very fortunate head coach. I don't have, I don't have any turnover with my staff. I always tease. I was at during the press conference. I said they're like gum on the bottom of the shoe. I couldn't get rid of them if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I mean, they do a phenomenal job for me. They take care of me, and that's one thing I think that all head coaches want. And they want that, staff that they know they can rely on. I can go and recruit and do whatever I have to do, and leave my staff here and know that practice is going to go, without any issues or any problems. They're going to be able to handle it without me being here. So I'm very, very fortunate and very blessed to have these guys with me.
Audra, one of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about was Dawn. And
oh, that Gamecock. Oh, Lord.
What was it? Did you hear from her after you took this?
I did. You know what? Dawn and I are still very, very close.
Yeah.
We were roommates at UVA.
I didn't know that.
It lasted for about 6 months, and then I had to kick her out. She is a night owl. I have no idea when that woman ever sleeps. And, she's a fan of horror movies, which I am not. So back in the day, you had the TV with the VCR made into it. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre was her favorite movie. And so I'm like, okay, look, Dawn, it's not going to work. So we switched roommates, but she's phenomenal. She's an unbelievable person. She was obviously one of the first people to call me to welcome me to the South. Yeah. And I said, hey, you're from Philly. What do you know about the South? I was born and raised in Georgia. I know about the South. So it was pretty funny that she wanted to welcome me to the South. But she's been great, and she has really given me some insight in terms of South Carolina and the recruiting and some of the things that I need to be aware of, and some of the coaches that I need to make sure that I make contact with right away. So there hasn't been any competition. She's been extremely helpful. I was actually in Columbia recruiting about a week ago, and I called her, and she was on her way out of town. So we didn't get a chance to meet up, but we're still very good friends, and I know we're gonna be in that battle, for a couple of years. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
What was that like, being teammates? I mean, obviously she's such an amazing player.
Oh yeah.
What was it like being teammates at Virginia and that experience?
It was phenomenal. I mean, we 3 straight years of Final Four, 1 national championship game, 2 ACC championships, and she was a catalyst to it all. And with all the accolades that she received in college, she remained humble, modest, and always deferred all the attention and all the credit to her teammates. And she was one of those type of players that she was going to find a way to get it done. And she had a really strong belief in her teammates, especially me. Now, I had some rock hands, so it's kind of hard to catch some of those passes. And I'd see them zipping by, and I'm like, what? She goes, that was for you. Get the ball. What are you doing? And so she tells me, look, Big A, I'm going to pass it to you one more time. You better catch it. And so I'm like, all right, I better catch it. So I caught it and laid it up, made it. And so that would happen at pretty much every game. So I teased her, and of course, she was inducted to the Hall of Fame. I said, I'm one of the reasons why you had all those daggone assists. You'd scream at me and make me do it. But it was all in the competition. She's such a strong, an unbelievable competitor and such an unbelievable fighter, and she's just going to find a way to win. And there were so many games she would just put us on her back and say, hey guys, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to get this done. And she's just an even better person. And so we had a great experience, great college experience, not only on the court but off the court. And the 5 of us that all came in together, we've remained friends over the years, and we're all so very proud of her and what she's accomplished. And again, with everything she's accomplished in terms of her Olympic success, her pro career, her success as a pro, her success at Temple, her success at South Carolina. still just humble, modest, and defers now to her staff and everything that they've done and how they've helped her, become, one of the most premier coaches in the country.
Any Clemson supporters now would say, well, maybe you can't be as good friends. I know she's just maybe you can't be as good friends with her.
No, everyone that I've talked to have taken it all in stride and understand that, hey, we're sisters and we'll forever be so. But once we step between the black lines, it's over. We're enemies. And then once the game is over, we're sisters again. But no, I haven't received anything like that. It's all been in good fun.
It sounded pretty nice when she thanked all her college teammates. Your name was in there too.
Yeah.
In the acceptance speech.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Pretty gratifying.
It was interesting because one of my former players called me from UAB. She goes, Coach Smith, are you watching the Dawn speech? And I said, no. I said, we don't have NBA TV yet. My husband, of course, has the NFL package, but not the NBA package yet. We'll get the NBA package when the NFL is over. And she said, well, I'll send it to you because I have it on my Facebook page. And then she said, Coach Staley mentioned your name. She mentioned your name second. I said, second? I should have been first. What's she talking about? So, but it was great. I mean, I was honored for her to mention me in that speech. So, and like I said, she's just a great person and been an unbelievable friend to me. And, we've talked throughout the years before she even got to South Carolina when she was at Temple and I was still an assistant at Virginia. And then when I made my way to UAB, we've maintained a very close relationship. Yeah.
Have y'all ever played against